Hey guys, how's it going? So, two new things came out today. Astromancer Elena, and I don't know what it's called, but Specially Change Arowell. And both of them have pretty cool designs, I would say. I think her design is a huge upgrade to regular Elena, and I think a lot of people were excited once they saw her S3 animation, but her skill set looked a little bit odd, so I was a little skeptical whether she would be really all that useful or not coming out. As for Arowell, when she was shown off yesterday, I thought she looked pretty interesting, and, you know, seeing her in the field might kind of tell me whether she was good or not. Let's start with Astromancer Elena. So I actually have some imprints on her, and I used Grace of Growth because I'm very skeptical of this unit. And I figured, you know, if she actually looks really good, maybe it's worthwhile upgrading her and plus 15ing her, but this is a lot of molas to invest, so I thought I'd kind of hold off for right now. So I decided to use Guiding Light. I think lets her be a little more flexible, more survivability. You don't have to draft her only in a super aggressive instant kill team. If you want to use other artifacts, you could use something like Flan's artifact that gives souls when her S2 procs, so you'd get 20 total souls, which is really nice. Or you could possibly just use a damage artifact as well. You could even use something interesting like Lua's, but I think that would be a little bit odd and for a very specific scenario. So let's talk about this character a bit. Her base stats are the same as Operator Sigrid, so really bad base attack, but pretty decent speed and stuff, so she has not super high attack, but I supplement that with some high crit damage. Tried to make her decently fast, because one of the things with her is you really want to get the cannot counterattack debuff on your opponents as fast as possible, so they're not able to counterattack you when you attack with stuff after, and also able to activate this a little bit faster. So I think it's worthwhile trying to make her at a decent speed. Now, here's a couple problems with her. First of all, this ability doesn't actually do that much damage. Realistically, its damage is somewhere approximately around Closer Charles S3, non-soulburned, which really isn't that high. And since her base stats are kind of low for damage, it makes it so this ends up not doing a huge amount overall. The next thing is your opponent can just cleanse this. Like, unable to be counterattacked sounds awesome, and it's like, wow, that's so powerful. But if your opponents actually get a turn, they get to cleanse it. So it doesn't really work all that well in a slower match. It kind of needs to work in a really fast match. But she's not a character that opens the match off, so she's not really able to put unable to counterattack on your opponents from the start of the match. So you'll probably inevitably AoE, and then this will happen. But like, what if they countered at the very beginning? That could actually be a huge issue, right? By the time she's able to use this, it feels like it's kind of late in the match, and her damage isn't huge, which is a little bit of a problem. It's really nice that it increases the hit chance, that's useful, and it decreases buff duration, that's great. When you soul burn this, it's actually really good versus characters like BBK and Kairon if you're trying to use her in a cleave comp, which is really strong, I think. The CR push is also really good, and the 10 souls are really nice. So how I would see it is you want to use her in an incredibly aggressive comp or a cleave team. You pretty much want to have her go either after the first person or the second person on your team, and hopefully be able to do a good amount of damage and make it so your last member of your team is able to activate this and do a good amount of damage, right? I think she really wants to be with soul users like Spectre Tenebria and CDOM and characters like that, because let's pretend you go ran into CDOM or something along those lines. Then CDOM takes her turn. Elena would take her turn after, which pushes your CDOM with all the crits that you would do. Then they would get pushed again by your fourth member with Disciple of the Stars, and you would get the extra souls, and so when CDOM gets her next turn, she'd be able to soul burn again, which would be really huge. Same with Spectre Tenebria. She'd probably get another soul burn, which could be a huge amount of damage and be really, really helpful to your team. So I think that has a lot of potential right there, but I think it's kind of hard to pull off, and you need a very specific kind of team with her. It's possible you want to use her maybe really slow when you push her up with something like Oxlots or something along those lines, with the famous like Carly and Cleave that everyone's been running around in RTA recently with. Her S1, it actually does a decent amount of damage, all things considered. I know I don't have it maxed out, but like, just for testing purposes, it felt like, okay, this does an okay amount, but it wasn't super crazy. Maybe rather than building her fast, maybe you build her really slow, and you just have to push her up, and you just make her into a giant damage nuke and a soul generator. Potentially that could be her main use as well. I will say, as a whole, wasn't super impressed with her, though. I think she's going to require a lot of testing to see, but as of right now, doesn't really seem like one of those characters that you absolutely have to have or is insanely strong. We'll have to see. But she's also not a super flexible character, and I found it difficult to slot her in, especially your opponents picking stuff like Designer Lilibet and ML Elena. It's just like, okay, they're just overloaded all this cleanse stuff, so this ability isn't doing anything but really the damage, and that can be kind of disappointing. So you have to finish your opponent off quick, but sometimes it might be better just to get raw big damage rather than use her. So that's just kind of my initial thought. Now let's talk about Unbound Knight Arowell. So, I'm not going to say that this is the best build in the world, but this is what I tried to do. I want to put some F-res because she has a really fatal flaw in that if escort gets stripped, you're kind of screwed because that's some of your biggest damage mitigation in your team gone. I also have her on adamant shield so that she's giving a huge amount of tankiness to the team. The reason why I built this much F-res, I wanted to get to around 150 because that would mean a character like Alencia, who gets 50 extra, probably can't strip the escort from my team, so I figured that would be a good amount. I think she struggles against characters like Angel of Light and ML Elena, and the problem is those are very prevalent characters. If the escort debuff couldn't be cleansed, I think she would be really, really good against these high aggression teams. The combat readiness is obviously great. I think this ability is actually really powerful. It's a 100% chance to stun and strips all buffs, and buff strip is really good versus characters like DN and ML Elena and really everybody right now in the meta is spamming so many buffs that it's really powerful to be able to just take them all off and immediately stun. Not to mention, this barrier is actually huge. I think it gave my 15,000 health Landy approximately a third of her health or something, so it seemed like the barrier was like around 5,000, which is kind of crazy. If you're actually able to use this a couple times in a fight, the amount of mitigation you're getting is pretty huge. Also, her S1 buff strips as well, so you have a lot of buff strips on this character. She has some very interesting things in her skill tree too. Oh yeah, well, last thing I'll say is the combat readiness every time an ally is single attacked is actually pretty nice, and it makes it so she's able to get a lot more turns, but it could also potentially screw up when you want to use a certain skill, and they could purposely push you ahead. So in her skill tree, she's kind of like a light element booster, but you don't have to use her just with light element characters, but she's giving like attack, she's able to get effectiveness buff, which is really nice for landing her S3 and S1. The barrier she grants at the beginning is really huge actually to light units, and it gives a lot of mitigation. The problem with Arowell is not only does she start with this, but also her S3 gives a huge barrier that if you're against Desert Jewel Basar, the character that's first picked by basically everyone right now, you're kind of in a little trouble. So you can't really use her unless you're picking DJ Basar, which is similar to what a lot of people are doing, is they pick him and then they pick Fallen Cecilia or something along those lines. That can make it a little bit difficult. But overall, she has a little bit of sustain, she gets some extra combat readiness from her S1, and her S3 gets -1 cooldown if it actually lands. So overall, I think she gives a huge amount of mitigation. I think she's kind of fun to use. I'm going to be trying to use her as much as possible with this Specimen Says over here. I'll see how that goes tomorrow. But I think she actually seems like a solid unit overall. I think her S3 is a really good ability. She's kind of simple, but at the same time, I think she provides a lot to the team. She's very clear-cut weaknesses with escort being taken off. It's possible maybe you want to use something like Bastion, the artifact that gives a bunch of effect resist to her and some to the team. Maybe you want to make it so that her F-res is hitting like, I don't know, 220 or something when you have that artifact on. Or possibly you just use something like Adamant. I don't know if Elbrus is really worth it. I think you want something really defensive because she's a very tanky kind of character. But all in all, I actually like this special change. I think it's kind of worthwhile getting. I'm going to be trying out a lot more tomorrow to see if it's actually good or not. Because it's possible using somebody like Crimson Armin could just provide more to the team overall when it comes to defenses, because she doesn't have a lot of the weaknesses that Unbound Knight Arowell does. So we'll have to see for sure. But it's not that hard to get overall, except for, you know, if you're just trying to grind the urgent missions. I think it took me like 1500 energy. I got insanely unlucky. But as long as you don't get unlucky, I think it's not too bad. Anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on the two characters. For the rest of the video, I have some RTA, so you can't use them in the current RTA season, right? So I had to actually make a mock lobby. I tried to get people to draft as normally as they possibly could versus me, so that I could actually get some matches. And yeah, I think I have some decent examples of the two units, and thanks a bunch for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, then don't forget to like or subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys next time. So he gets like a 20% push, assuming I crit everybody. Okay, I don't think I even want to soul burn this. Alright, this should just kill Sage instantly. Let's hope. As long as this kills Sage, I'm pretty sure this works. Nice. Now, does this work at all? Does this do anything? I think we don't strip the right buff though, right? It only strips one buff? Oh wait, does this strip multiple? Oh, damn. Wait. Oh, it reduces duration, right? Wait. Okay, wait, she's actually pretty good versus that. We don't get the extra souls because they didn't have any debuffs on. They didn't have the main debuff. And you know what? We actually would have had enough souls to soul burn right here. If they still had the uncounterable thing, if she hadn't taken a turn. Huh. That was actually pretty good. It's your birthday today? Hey, happy birthday, man. Bill's birthday. Hope it's all going good, dude. Pretty fast Flitica. Like, actually a legit opener Flitica. Also, that just removes my escort. I have no damage mitigation anymore. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Oh? Wait. I am totally dead. I am totally 100% dead. Unless... No, I'm dead. I don't think Arowell is gonna really reduce enough. If I actually had my skills up, I'd be okay, but holy crap, is this bad. This is gonna really hurt. Okay, we actually got a counter. Is that injury? Wait, was that from... Okay, no, that was from her, thank God. So... I think we're going like this. Not bad. This should heal us to full, basically. Okay.
Hello there.
Hey, doctors, thanks for your summon for 19 whole months. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh, I got rid of the attack buff. Thanks, dude. Well, I think this is the only real play.
I protect. That's what I do.
She protects. That's what she does. Okay, we get that little tiny heal as well. Not bad.
Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
Yeah, so the flaw with her is escort can just get taken off. But when it's on, adds a lot of tankiness. Like a lot. How am I gonna kill this thing? What the... Dude, no way that was gonna kill.
I made it in the nick of time.
She actually has her S2. That's kind of nice. Good timing, I think.
In the name of the goddess, more magical power.
This is not gonna kill. That thing is really tanky. Defense broke, but he gets to just use his S3. Oh, wait. Maybe it does matter.
Ends here. Die insect.
You can't heal. Okay. Crazy strat. We kill her.
Those who stray from the path of righteousness shall be punished.
Oh! Light versus dark unit. Oh my. He just can't do any damage to us. Look, Arowell's health actually from her gain her ability too. There's like nothing he can do. Wow, we actually were just able to outlast him. Since I have a speed set rem because I'm a weirdo, it also made it just really hard for him to kill me. Even if Arowell's S3 had hit too, there's no way it would have killed. There's just no way. Too much damage mitigation. Aureus, or well, Escort and Adamant Shield is so much. Okay, that really hurts though. Holy crap. Wait. Did I just lose? Okay, he didn't counter. Okay. Ooh. If he procced Match Your Friends there, I was done. Okay, that was a pretty good fight. Not bad. Yeah, he had to save that S3 with the Apocalypse Ravi for sure. Since he didn't have a super high damage team after Mercedes used her initial stuff, it worked out pretty well. Okay, this is pretty perfect. Okay, he's lagging a little bit, but that's fine. You get to do some nice damage, remove that shield. No reason not to just push up, really.
This is hard.
I don't really lose anything by using this first. Yeah, it's Bastion of Hope, but that's fine. We can soul burn this.
Your sins are beyond number. Let me help you atone for them. Not bad.
That actually stripped it right after. Wait a second. So it's just gone.
Look into my eyes.
Wait.
Say my name.
There was nothing you could do. Yeah. It did the damage then and stripped the stuff, right? I think it does the damage, then strips, then applies the debuffs, maybe? Wow, yeah, there was nothing you could do because you get to soul burn it and it ignores resist. That was actually really good. So the problem here is I have Adamant Shield and it doesn't work against her. You know what's really cool though? Okay, let's see. Man, I don't know about this one. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't think we have much choice, but let's go.
Requesting approval. And granted. Removing restrictions. Charge!
Okay, we got a nice amount of damage. Obviously, he's gonna do this. Really hope we Guiding Light after. Nice.
In the nick of time.
We get to do this.
The weight of the oath I've taken will be brought down upon you.
Please work. Awesome. Just removed like 5 buffs. And then Alencia gets to go. Stripping all buffs off of a target is a pretty big deal. Most stuff only strips like a couple buffs at most. Stripping everything is big. Wow, I have a lot of buffs. He's about to get a bunch of buffs back, but I think that's okay. Hopefully. Because if he takes them, I'm just able to land ES3 more. Yeah, he actually just doesn't want to enable that, I guess. But he still has so many buffs. Maybe he should have used it? What artifacts work well with Arowell? Well, I think Adamant Shield is kind of a clear, like, pretty good one, but I think you might be able to use some others, possibly. Like, Elbrus, I'm not really sure about that one.
I'm not too late.
I feel like mostly you want her as a huge damage mitigation, so you could possibly use something like Bastion of Perlucia if you're going, like, really hard anti, Oh, let me... Yeah, let's do this. If you're going really hard anti... cleave and stuff. But I don't know if she's really all that good into cleave, because if they strip escort, then you kind of just get wrecked. It's kind of a problem. Okay, nice. We actually got the hit. Okay, nice. We got both. I don't think we take the turn because he has speed buff. That sucks that he actually got speed buff. Also, by the way, her shield that she gives the team with her S3 is massive. So it actually makes it so DJ Basar wrecks her. Kind of a problem. Glad no defense break. Strip these buffs? Didn't strip the one I wanted, but that's fine. Her S1 buff strip is really nice. Yeah, Holy Sack I think is interesting, but she doesn't revive with the escort buff, so she revives and then it's kind of like, then what, right? I'm not sure if it's worth it. She doesn't have attack buff since they stripped it, which is awesome. So I don't think this kills. 30% damage transfer? Okay, I was wrong if Uberius procced. Okay.
Another trial to overcome.
Well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'm just gonna do this because I don't actually want to strip buffs off of the other targets. Alright, let's go. I think we got this, though. I think Arowell's buff strip is such a huge deal in the current meta, with how many buffs are being constantly put on everybody. I know this is kind of a weak attack, but... I think we're fine. Probably. Let's see.
I protect. That's what I do.
I think I'm straight up just gonna do this, so that he doesn't get to S3 DJ Basar. I just need DJ to live. Shame I didn't strip the buffs. Yeah, I think we're fine. She's pretty tanky. The problem is, he has so many souls, and Hua Young Soulburn is like one of the stupidest things ever made. So I'm at least slightly worried about that. In like one turn.
I made it in the nick of time. Join me.
Okay, nice. Extra damage is nice. Wait. Oh my.
Should I warm up a little?
I'm at the scene.
I feel like that's really bad.
Should we get started?
Oh my. Dude, what are you doing? You are literally sabotaging me right now. Okay, he might miss. There's always that chance. Wow, I wish I could S3 right now. Oh boy. I'm not gonna get the turn in time. Okay, it missed, but I don't think that matters. If I had S3, I would just win. Oh, it doesn't do any damage. No.
I won't lose.
Damn.
Like you. Are you my next target?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do. If he had that sooner, I might be able to do it, but oh god. Yeah. Kind of just over from here on out. Unfortunate. Almost. Well, good thing they're nerfing this character. Not gonna deal with that soon. Good game.